Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Donovan Sadiq. I'm the Inland Empire Informer. Just wanted to do a follow up on the interview I did with Dr. Grace for Congress 2020. Again, she is a Democrat running against Mark Takano for the 41st Congressional District here in California. A lot of great questions. A lot of people were surprised that there was another Democrat running against Mark Takano. You know, there's a lot that needs to be said about Mark Takano. Has he done anything worth like getting him out of there? Has he done anything actually to keep him there? No, he kind of stays in the middle and plays everybody's friend. You ever had somebody that did that? He's not against warehousing, but people need jobs. He plays that middle type card thing. So, people are really going to have to make a decision here. Mark Takano, he's a teacher for Congress. I think teachers and businessmen are the worst type of people to be in government. For some reason, they think because you're a teacher, you know everything, and you really don't. I'm going to be doing a follow-up to this clip real quick to give you an idea of Mark Takano's congressional record, because a lot of people, when I ask them that support Mark Takano, they don't even know any of the resolutions or even some of the committees that he actually sits on. Now, so Dr. Grace has come up and willing to challenge. And if you've been a lifelong Democrat or a lifelong Republican and you've contributed, you vote, you go out there and do what you got to do, then when you decide to run, the Democratic Party or the Republican Party machine doesn't want to give you any money to help your campaign because they have selected who the winners and who the losers are. And it makes no sense to me. Why would you be a affirmed Democrat or Republican when they are not loyal to you and all they're worried about is power and keeping certain seats? If you really think about it, they do not care about the communities. They don't care about the communities. They care about retaining power. And that's what it's about. And I know a lot of you guys are saying, no, duh, no shit. But a lot of people aren't aware of that. So it's very hard to beat an incumbent. It's, 96% of incumbency retain their seats. But it has to tell you something when a Democrat or a Republican runs against their own incumbent. There's got to be something wrong for that person to jump up. And don't get me wrong at all. If a person is doing a great job, they should be reelected. But not because they have a war chest and they're sitting in the seat and they've been there for so many years and become a professional politician. And then, for those guys that don't know, I worked on Mark Takano's campaign in 2012. I was out there walking the streets, knocking on doors, telling everybody what this man is going to do. Unfortunately, he has become what he said he wouldn't become. He's become a politician. He's just interested in power and retaining that power. He will take money from anybody who's willing to give it to him. So we have an election coming up in March. I think it's in March or something like that, where it's going to be the top two to go into the primary. So it doesn't matter if you get 80% of the vote or if you get 30% of the vote. You have to be one of the top two. That's the law here in California. So, if you're sick and tired of a politician that's just sitting there resting on pretty, let's just shake up the establishment. We get this argument that, Senator Kamala Harris, terrible candidate for president. Terrible. Not because she's a woman, but because of her record. Oh, we're not ready for a woman president. We're not ready for a woman of color. Why? They always bring this gender stuff into this. We in California have 2 women senators that are terrible. They're terrible, but we have them. Hillary, did I say Hillary? Hillary Clinton was nominated on the Democratic ticket. So all this man bashing and, men aren't ready. Trump is in office because of white women. And it's, it's not a color thing, but I'm just saying those are the women that voted for Trump. If you're against Trump, that's why he's there. So don't tell me you don't have the votes, you don't have the numbers, whatever. You've got other women that are not voting for women candidates. And that's what it comes down to. So I'm going to do an expose, and I'm going to actually inform you guys on Mark Takano's record and what he's actually been doing, what committees he actually chairs. The Republican in the race, name is Aja Smith. And you guys know I am really, really good friends with Aja Smith. What I'm hoping for, in my heart of hearts, because I'm an independent. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm an independent. We have 2 women in the race in November. I want to see 2 women because I'm getting tired of this guy sitting there mouthing what he needs to say, and you look at what's going on, and nothing is produced. So guys, stand by. I'm glad that you guys got to intro Dr. Grace. I hope you guys do your research on her. In my opinion, she seems to have the answers to a lot of the economic problems. Just saying jobs to me is just not enough. $8, $9 an hour jobs, that ain't going to cut it here in Southern California. That's not going to cut it. And a lot of you people know it. I have neighbors right now that work 2 and 3 part-time jobs just to pay the mortgage. I don't think it's right. We need to bring high-paying jobs, and we need to get vocational technical skills back into the high schools and get that going. So if you want a little change and want to try something different, why not? Let's get a woman in there. I say go for it. I'm Donovan Sadiq, the Inland Empire Informer. You've just now been informed.